Welcome to Two Guys and Mike podcast on this eve of the 4th of July special edition between Mike and myself. We want to reflect a little bit on what the 4th of July means to us. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Jason.
I ad-libbed the intro there. I hope you liked it.
Oh, you know what? It warmed the cockles of my heart.
The cockles.
Just hearing
You
that.
just wanted to say cock-o.
You never know.
So, it is July 3rd.
Okay.
And today is the eve of the 4th of July, the 200th anniversary coming up, 250th anniversary of the Battle of Saratoga next year. And I thought it'd be a good time to reflect on what the 4th of July means to us. I mean, both of us are really patriotic.
Yes, we are.
We love this country. We love everything about it. Maybe not some people.
Most things about it.
Maybe not some guy that shall remain unnamed pissed me off today, but whatever.
Okay.
But when I'll give you a quick story of
When you were in the Battle of Saratoga?
yes,
Okay.
it was 1776, and no, so back in 1988, I moved here from Canada.
Okay.
And, I'm a kid. I was probably 13 at the time. And this was my first impression of dealing with Americans.
Okay.
And I was at Shop and Save in Clifton Park. And I wanted a soda. And it was 35 cents for a can of Coke. 35 cents. And I'd put a quarter in, and all I had was an American quarter, but all I had was Canadian change. And I was futzing with my change and looking, and some guy walked up and was, "What's the matter, kid?" I'm like, I don't have any change. I'm going to lose my quarter. He took out of his pocket, popped a dime, and said, there you go, you're all set. The benevolence that was shown right there and then, to just give a random stranger, it's 10 cents, I get that. But the fact that he stopped and, hey, what's going on? Oh, you need help?
Didn't
Here
know
you go.
you and help you out.
And he helped me out. That was something as a kid that stuck with me and really set the stage for me to how I looked at the benevolence of America. If you look, there is probably no country that sacrifices more than the United States for people they don't know around the world. From the battles of Normandy to the airlift of Berlin to the ships in Haiti when we parked our aircraft carriers and hospital ship during their revolution, from the tsunamis in the Philippines where we sent hundreds of thousands of tons of food, all at our expense. The blood, sweat, and tears, national treasure life that we've given abroad for others that we don't know and sacrifice for. I think that's what makes our country the best country in the world, is our willingness to sacrifice of ourselves for strangers. And I think that is truly an American quality. You don't see any other country do that. And it is a quality that I'm very, very proud of to have adopted as my adoptive home. The fact that we were able to fight off the largest navy and military in the world in 1776.
Yeah.
And the adversity that George Washington went through in that first year, from, the Battle of Boston to the victory of Trenton and everything in between, was a pretty incredible story, and the divine providence that the man had to create this country. And of course, I'm aware of some of the mistakes we've made in the past, but I still think that this is the best country, and it's a place that I love the fact that my kids are born here, and I know why people want to come here. It's the land of opportunity, the land whose roads are paved of gold, You want it, you can do it here. A man can be a garbage man and work his way up to the CEO of the company. That's not possible in most countries.
No.
And I don't think people realize that. I think Americans, unfortunately,
We take it for granted.
they take it very much for granted. They take their voting benefit for granted. They take a lot of the freedoms. I say freedom. I use that term loosely because we're not the freest country anymore. We used to be the freest country. But they take a lot of their day-to-day freedoms, the freedom from persecution for the most part, just because you're of a different color or a different sexual orientation or whatever. I think that we take that for granted a lot. The fact that we can argue about, minutia shows the fact that we're free as we are. But for me, it's motherfucking America, man. Absolutely, and I challenge anybody to repudiate anything that I've said so far. And so tomorrow, hopefully the weather is nice. I'm going to raise my glass, give a hell yeah thank you to every single American soldier, past, present, and future, for the sacrifices they've done for me and my family and everybody, all my friends. And I'm going to enjoy the day and do some reflections on what happened. I mean, one of my favorite books, actually, if anybody's got a chance to read it, is 1776 by David McCullough. It is kind of George Washington's first year from the Battle of Boston. Really good book, and you'll realize how lucky we got to have a country.
Yeah.
And but it is one of my favorite holidays of the year. Is the 4th of July. And that's what the 4th of July means to me.
There you go.
I hope I was able to sum it up in some words. I know I'm a little long-winded, but it means a lot to me.
Tear to my eye.
Did it? No, I think it's just
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, you did a great job. No, I can't agree with you more.
You suck sometimes. I put myself out there and you make fun
And you
of
did
me.
a great job. I'm not making fun of you. I applaud your patriotism. That's why we're friends. We're both patriots.
Ooh, buddy.
Hoorah.
So what does the 4th mean to you, my friend?
Time to reflect on our country, to our patriotism in general. I started really feeling my patriotism right after school. When I was 18 in high school, I was a senior. 1980, I registered to vote. First time I ever voted was for the president, and I voted for Ronald Reagan.
The Gipper.
The Gipper. And that just made me proud. I thought he was the best choice, especially after Jimmy Carter was in for that debacle.
Now, was that his first or second term?
Jimmy Carter?
No, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, 1980 was his first term.
First term, okay.
And I still remember all the hostages in Iran. And nothing that Carter did was having them released. And the minute that Ronald Reagan won the presidency, that day or the next day, they were released. Because they knew that the Gipper wasn't going to act the same as Jimmy Carter did. Jimmy Carter, after his presidency, actually went on to do good things. I mean,
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity is huge. I commend him on that. As a president, though, he just was not a strong enough man.
He was a peanut farmer.
Yeah. Yep. So, what's that?
Well, he owned peanut farms. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if he was a rocket scientist or not, but.
Yep. Yeah. Just a little side note. Do you remember Jimmy Carter had a brother? What was his brother's name? He came out with his own beer, Billy Beer. So it was Billy Carter. I just remember him trying to ride his coattails. Just kind of, I remember the debacle about that. Just a little side note.
Yeah.
But besides that, that's when I started feeling my patriotism. One of my good friends went in the service. Actually was on the Presidential Honor Guard, served in front of Ronald Reagan. I went down to Washington to see him.
Now that must have been cool.
Oh yeah, that had to be a great time for him. It was awesome for me going down there to see that. No, that was a great time back then. That's about it.
All right. So, what are your plans for tomorrow?
Plans for tomorrow? I don't know if I've made any plans. Gonna have a little cookout at the house because I think the kids are coming down, and but I think it's gonna be an early night.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Sounds like
cheer
a
early on.
star-spangled motherfucking day, buddy.
Motherfucking day. There
Jimmy
you go.
Carter was a nuclear physicist.
Yeah, I was just reading that. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he did own. Yeah, for some reason, I think he was also a peanut farmer.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I
I think
just.
that was
I don't know.
his
I don't. I don't. I don't know why I knew him
family.
as a peanut farmer. I never knew him as
That
a.
I think that was the family farm.
Yes,
Yeah.
family business.
Gotcha. Well, everybody's got to have their thing. But how do
Yeah.
you transition from a nuclear physicist to a president? I mean, geez. And he turns around and says, "Put on a thicker sweater and turn your thermostat down." What the frig?
Yeah.
So all right. In that vein, Mike,
Yeah.
your favorite president, Ronald Reagan?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would
Donald
have.
Trump right behind.
I would have to say my favorite president would also only because that was when my political awakening kind of like happened was Donald Trump. I used to be a big George W. Bush guy,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, I think I've wavered on that a little bit. I don't know who I would have as a second. I'm not sure. I'll give you credit for finding one, but I don't have a second.
Okay.
I'm a one and done.
At least you're honest about
Wow.
that. Yeah.
It sounded terrible. It sounded better in my head than it did in my headphones. But, all right, folks, I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. Most people have Friday off, and they're out camping and boating and whatnot. Enjoy it. But do take time and reflect or thank a vet if you're out someplace and you see a soldier, buy him a drink or buy him a meal. Thank them for the freedoms that you have.
Yep.
And until we meet again on the flip side.
Until we meet again.